I'm about to show you exactly what's in my fridge, what I eat every single day to stay absolutely shredded. If you're not eating these 5 foods, you're slowing yourself down, you're leaving yourself behind. I'm in Koh Samui, Thailand, starting the day off right by getting outside, coffee and cacao powder. Let's go inside and check it out. Welcome to the villa. Firstly, if I could open the door, come into the humble abode. So what's in the fridge? Firstly, the reason why I have cacao and coffee in the morning is cacao is not stimulant, however it does help you give you energy, and obviously coffee just to get a tack of the day. I do intermittent fasting pretty much most days, not every single day, but most days. So I had to have a cup of coffee to get me going. So first thing that if you don't have in your fridge that you are missing out on is the classic steak. Move back, cameraman. So yeah, if you don't have steaks in your fridge, you miss out on it. The reason why steaks are so good, this is a chuck roll, but I normally go for strip loin, is because they just take so little time to cook. What you want to do is make it as easy as possible for you to eat good every single day. If you put your supplements in the garden shed, the amount of times you're going to take the supplements within the week is going to be lower and lower. Then if the supplements are right where you drink, for example, it's going to be 10 times easier to eat the supplement, well, to take the supplements because they're in a location that's super accessible for you. And it's the same thing with cooking. If you make it more complicated to cook, you follow some crazy recipe, follow these, this, that just makes the cooking time longer and longer, makes the preparation longer and longer. It's going to be harder and harder to eat. Steaks, you literally spend 5 minutes cooking them. And I go for strip loin, but they're really good because it's high in protein, good fats, and actually red meat is not as bad for you as people believe. The reason why there was so much shit on red meat and it being really bad for you and for your health is because they put pork in with the whole red meat category. They put bacon in there and foods like that. But actually things like steak are really, really good. So first thing is I always have steaks. I'll show you how many steaks I have. That is 5. These, what they are, is they're actually like thin cuts of steak, so it almost acts like bacon, but it's beef bacon. And as you can see, I mainly get strip loin, like I said. So the first thing is steaks. We'll put them over there. Get away, don't see the secret. The second thing that I always have is Greek style yogurt. And again, it comes down to the same thing. You want healthy fats in your diet, you want high amount of protein, you want good carbs, and you want like a good amount of your more micro things like fiber. And Greek fat yogurt, like full fat, healthy Greek yogurt, what it is, it's high protein and high in good fats. And also this sort of dairy, your body can process better. Like really processed milk like this. And this isn't mine, I'm not gonna name whose it is. But this is pasteurized milk. And it's just like all of the actual, basically, all the things that are going to be good for your gut microbiome, the live bacteria, this, that, they're kind of stripped away in that. Where in Greek yogurt, they're still there, and it's basically high in those artifacts. So that's the next thing I have is Greek yogurt. What I normally pair with is something like cashews. And then if you find it not sweet enough, what you can do is get some organic honey. And where you want to go for this is if you can find a local farm for this, that's better. If not, you can just buy it from the shop. But try and buy the more natural honey, the better. And yeah, and what you can do is you can put the cashew nuts in with the Greek yogurt and with the honey. This is super high in calories. So if you're on a cut, what you can do instead of getting the full fat Greek yogurt, you can get the low fat Greek yogurt, which is still super high in protein. And then you can put a few less cashews in there, obviously, because they're super high in fat, and a bit less honey. But if you're not on a cut and you're just trying to maintain, a good physique like this is super good because it's super high in protein, super high in healthy fats, and it's got some natural sugars. The next thing that I do, the third item, is a bit of a cheeky one, and it kind of goes against everything I just said, except for making everything easy, and it's a protein shake. And the reason why I do protein shakes, I do lactose-free protein shakes, because I don't want lactose coming from stuff like milk. It doesn't work well with my digestion. I think a lot of people find this. If you get lactose like from more natural based ingredients like this, like more full fat more whole food based dairy products, I find personally that I just digest it better. If I get lactose in protein shakes, in like whey proteins, in milk, those sort of things, then I find my stomach just becomes really bad. I feel slow, I feel tired. So I always buy lactose free protein shakes. I would only have one of these a day maximum. And the reason why I have protein shakes is it's 33 grams of protein. If I'm sitting over here working, I've got a busy day, I'm smashing out stuff, maybe I'm fasting, it gets to 12 p.m, I'm still going to be able to fast for 2 hours. Instead of like fully breaking the fast, I'll have a protein shake, maybe have a cup of tea, and I can keep going, I don't have to stop. So really good thing is protein shakes. As long as your diet is mainly healthy foods, then you're fine. As you can see, yeah, there's no sugar or anything here. Like, I don't buy any sweets, I don't buy any chocolate, I don't buy any like donuts, nothing like that. The most unhealthy thing I'll have is a protein shake. And even the protein shake has some sort of nutritional benefit for me, because obviously the protein synthesis. The fourth thing I always have is fruit. I always have some sort of fruit, whether it's cut fruit, whether it's fresh fruit. We have the watermelon, not watermelon, we have melon, pineapple, oranges, passion fruit. You guys won't have these in the UK or US if you're watching from there. And the reason why this is like I said, except from this, you want to avoid everything that's processed. You want to avoid those healthy foods, those donuts to slow you down, pastries slow you down. You're going to get brain fog from them. You're going to find it hard to stay shredded because they allow you to retain so much water weight, all these fast acting carbs, and they spike your insulin drops. And if you eat like a donut, your insulin spikes, you feel really good, feel like you could win a boxing match. Then your insulin drops and you feel like trash. And when you feel like trash because your insulin dropped, I could see Adam laughing behind the camera. But when that happens, you're going to want to eat more, and you're going to become a fatty because you are going to eat more, because your blood sugar is low and your body said, we need more food, we need to survive. It's going to eat way more. When if you actually have more natural ways of getting sugar, you're going to have less of that crash. So my sugar, if I'm feeling like I really crave something, everyone gets that, let's be honest. We all get that feeling when you want to eat sweets, when you crave something, when you're sitting, maybe watching TV, or you're just working, you're doing something a bit less active, or maybe you've done a workout, you get back and you really have that feeling where some people like for example, when I was younger, I used to get a McDonald's, or I used to go and buy some donuts or something like that. Now I stick to the fruit. I eat a lot of fruit every single day. Fridge is going crazy. We have all different types of fruits. Probably don't get these in the UK, but when I am in the UK, the stuff I'll stick to is like oranges, apples, bananas, melons, watermelons, just anything that's sugary that can kind of relieve that sensation. The next thing, another really basic thing, is eggs. And I'm actually going to go a bit over the 5 items because I've got a few extra items I want to show you. Eggs, the reason why eggs are so good, high in healthy fats, a lot of vitamins and minerals. Like, eggs basically contain pretty much most things you need within your diet. Like, if you eat oranges and eggs, I've got oranges here, eggs, you basically have all the vitamins and minerals that you need in your diet, just between those two things. And a lot of people hate on eggs. You have too many eggs, your cholesterol is going to be high, this, that. I see people talk about that, yet they'll eat a donut, they'll be spiking their insulin all the time, and they'll be sitting at an office for 9 to 5, and then they won't work out in the evening. Okay, I think that's going to probably cause more issues with your cholesterol than eating too many eggs. So don't be afraid of eating too many eggs. I've eaten a lot of eggs for a long time, and I feel absolutely fucking amazing. So I'm actually living proof that a lot of eggs is not going to kill me. The next thing that I do is always have some form of vegetable. Obviously, cucumbers aren't the best one. I like cucumbers, I just eat them without cooking them or anything. That's why I buy them, but like nutritional wise, there's not much in them. One thing that I really think is good is I get boiled beans, and the reason why boiled beans are so good is, let's say you're frying a steak, and make sure you are frying a steak, you're doing it in like some sort of grass-fed butter. Don't do any, like, please don't do any of those spreads or anything like that. Like, I don't know why people do that. And the thing is, if you just get one big block of grass-fed butter, you don't need any olive oil, you don't need any other oils. Like, when you're having, even if you're having toast, which I wouldn't recommend, I have toast every now and then, you can put the grass-fed butter on the toast. If you're cooking eggs, you can use the grass-fed butter to cook the eggs. So it's really just actually makes so cheaper and simpler by getting that. But the reason why I get the green beans is I can just cook steak, eggs, and then chuck a load of green beans in there. and it takes 5 seconds. Remember guys, it's about making it as easy as possible for yourself so you can stick to it for as long as possible. The harder you make it for yourself, the less amount of time you're going to stick to it. And the main thing here is not just eating really healthy, but it's eating healthy over a long period of time is what's going to get the result. You're better off actually eating the classic 80-20 rule for like 5 years than eating amazing food for 1 year. So just make it simple. The next thing I also do, I don't have it in the fridge right now because I've eaten it all, is chicken. And the reason why I do this, again, super easy to cook, super quick. Another thing I do is like potatoes. And if you're cooking longer things like potatoes, put them in the oven first, wait for the potatoes to cook, keep working, keep doing what you're doing, and then cook the steaks and then do all that. So you're not just like putting them in the oven, waiting around, cooking some steaks, chopping stuff up. Keep it simple. Like you don't have to make some crazy creme brulee or whatever. Literally just have them as separate things. I'll have steak or chicken, I'll have my veg, I'll have the eggs or whatever else I'm putting in it, potatoes, and just like mix it up like that. And then what I'll always do to finish is have some sort of thing like fruit or like Greek yogurt and stuff like that as like a pudding. And then the only last thing that I want to say, and this is a little extra, is creatine. I've actually ran out of creatine, but this is my mate Nazar's. And if you're not taking creatine every day, then you're really wasting out on some potential that you could have in terms of getting shredded, building more muscle, and feeling more mentally clear. Creatine has been proven, and it used to be like an Olympic secret. Like Olympic athletes were using this way before everyone else, and it wasn't like mainstream in the media because obviously it was giving these Olympic athletes a bit of an extra boost. And this is generally true, and like this happens all the time in the Olympics. They like find stuff out and they try and keep it secret for a long time. And what it does helps improve your recovery, helps by improving your recovery. It means when you go do the next workout, you're stronger, you can do better, has increased your strength, increase your energy. It's actually been shown over the long period of time to improve your mental clarity, stuff like your future pacing, stuff like your short-term memory and all those sort of things. So take creatine, I promise you're not going to regret it. Creatine is naturally in things like steaks, so it's already naturally in your diet, you just don't get enough. So by taking it, you're allowing your body to get enough so it can actually perform. And if you're wondering how much creatine to take, just take 1 scoop. You want to take about 5 grams. If you're a much bigger guy, I take about 8 grams. What I do is I take about 6.5 now, so I take a heap scoop. Don't overstress it. You don't need to do a loading phase. I don't know where that came from. It's not going to be as helpful as it seems. Just take creatine, go on it normally, don't do a loading phase, and stick on it for an actual good amount of time. If you found this useful, then I promise you're going to find this video even more useful. 10 foods that are slowly killing you. I think it's called Stop Eating This Before It's Too Late on my YouTube channel. I will pin it at the end right here somewhere. Go watch that. It's going to massively help you figure out what foods you should be avoiding so that you can start eating the foods that I've mentioned to you today. Make sure you're avoiding to the foods that I've mentioned on that next video, because some of them I know a lot of you guys will be eating because they sneak them into your diet, the industry, the government at the moment, and basically just the way that we live as humans. A lot of these foods are snuck into our diet and we don't even realize it. So go watch that on the 10 foods you should avoid. Follow what I've told you today, and I promise you in this next year you will become absolutely shredded and start living the dream life. Woo!